We're going to start on page 121, and I'd like to invite my candle lighter and my Kiddush blesser up here to the, come on up, folks. So usually we do the English reading and then light the candles and then do the blessing. Okay.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
Ready? Here you go. Maybe you with you.
Oh, yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri agafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho b'ahava u'bratzon hinchilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reshit, ki hu yom tefillah l'mikra'e kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'acharta, v'otanu kidashta, mikohavim, v'shabbat kodshecha, b'ahava u'bratzon inchaltanu.
Baruch atah Adonai
Shema.
Mekdesh HaShabbat.
Amen.
Thank
Hi.
you.
Some musical accompaniment even.
Oh, sirens.
Way to go, yes.
Thank you. It's been a while. Thank you.
Shema. All right, folks, we're going to continue on page 127. Let's read together in English. There are days when we seek things for ourselves and measure failure by what we do not gain. On Shabbat, we seek not to acquire, but to share. There are days when we exploit nature as if it were a horn of plenty that can never be exhausted. On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation. There are days when we act as if we cared nothing for the rights of others. On Shabbat, we remember that justice is our duty and a better world our goal. So we embrace Shabbat, a day of rest, day of wonder, day of peace. Let's continue on to page 130. Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariya letzor yishenu, nekad mafanav b'todah, bizmirot nahariya lo, nekad mafanav b'todah, bizmirot nahariya lo. Ki el gadol Adonai, umelech gadol al kol Elohim, asher beyado mechkerei aretz, v'toafot harim lo, asher beyado mechkerei aretz, v'toafot harim lo. Going to turn to page 138 now. Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad l'shem u'tiferet, v'heliti lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki makor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha sof maseh, v'machashav techila lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech, ir melucha, kum mitzei mitoch hafecha, rav lach shevet be'emek habacha, ve'hu yachamol, alayichem lalecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Yamin usmol tifrotzi veyet Adonai taritzi al yad ish ben partzi venismecha venagila lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uvetzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, la la la, pnei Shabbat nekabela. All right, folks. Going to turn to page 140 for Psalm 92. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, lehagid baboker chastecha, ve'emunatecha balelot, Alei asor v'alei navel, Alei higayon bechinor. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lah. Uzamer l'shimcha elyon, uzamer l'shimcha elyon, ki simchatani Adonai befolecha, b'masei yadacha haranein, b'godlu ma'asecha Adonai, me'odam kumakshavotecha. Mizmor shir leyom hashabbat, tov lehodot lahadonai, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon, ulzamer l'shimcha elyon. All right, finally, we're going to turn to page 142 for Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Amlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, malachei shalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei amlachim akadosh baruch hu. Barchuni l'shalom, malachei shalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei amlachim akadosh baruch hu. Tzitchem l'shalom, malachei shalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei amlachim akadosh baruch hu. Going to turn to page 145 now. Let's read together in English. Entrances to holiness are everywhere. The possibility of ascent is all the time, even at unlikely times and through unlikely places. There is no place on earth without the presence. I'm going to turn to page 146 now, and I'll invite you to rise with us if you're able and comfortable doing so for the Baruch. Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Amvorach Leolam Voed. Please feel free to have a seat. And we'll continue together on page 149. Let's read. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. Going to turn to page 150. Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbeinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'mitzvotecha le'olam v'ohed, ki hem chayenu, ve'yorech yameinu, uvahem neged yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Folks, please rise if you're able and comfortable doing so as we turn to page 152 for the opening of the Shema. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto, Leolam Voed. Feel free to have a seat. And we'll continue on page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha, b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miodecha, ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha, v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam, b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Adonai Elohechem Emet. We'll turn to page 157 now. Let's read together in English. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say, Adonai, there is one God in heaven and earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your justice and love. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai, we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by instructed by sages, time and again we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when the nations will be one and at peace. Then shall we rejoice as Israel did, singing on the shores of the sea. Page 158. Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nara tehilot hosei fele, malchutecha ra'u vanecha, bokei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, Ze Elianu ve'amru, Adonai imloch leolam vohed, ve'nemar kifod Adonai et Yaakov, ugeolom yad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai gal Yisrael. Let's turn to 161 now, and we'll read together. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. Let's turn to 162 now. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malchutecha, shomrei, shomrei, shomrei Shabbat, ve'korei oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yisbehu Ve'itangu Mituvecha Shabbat, Yismechu Ve'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ve'korei Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu Ve'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ve'korei Oneg Shabbat, Ve'hashvi Ratzita bo Ve'kidashtam Shabbat, Chemdad Yamim Hoto Karata Shabbat, Yismechu Ve'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ve'korei Oneg Shabbat, Yismechu Ve'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat, Ve'korei Oneg Shabbat, Zecher L'maseh, L'maseh V'reshit Shabbat, Zecher L'maseh, L'maseh v'reshit Shabbat yismechu v'malchutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat yismechu v'malchutecha Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei oneg Shabbat. All right, folks, we're turning to 164 now. Please rise with us if you're able and comfortable doing so for the evening Amidah. Adonai sefatai tiftachu fi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Page 166. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, V'zocher chastei avot ve'imahot, u'mevii ge'ula livnei v'neihem leman shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham v'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechaye metim ata rav lehoshia, morid hatal. Mechalkel chayim bechesed, mechaye metim berachamim rabim, sehomech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, Umekayehem emunato lishenei afar michamocha bal gevurot umido melach melech memit umechayeh umatzmiach Yeshua v'nemanata l'chayot metim Baruch atah Adonai mechayeh hametim. Feel free to have a seat. And we'll turn to page 171. Let's read together in English. Days pass and the years vanish, and we walk sightless among miracles. God, fill our eyes with seeing and our minds with knowing. Let there be moments when your presence, like lightning, illumines the darkness in which we walk. Help us to see wherever we gaze that the bush burns unconsumed, and we, clay touched by God, will reach out for holiness and exclaim in wonder, how filled with awe is this place, and we did not know it. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh. Let's read together in English on 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael, utfilatam yavad tekabel, utehil ratzon tamid, avodat Yisrael amecha, el karov lechol korav, pnei elavadecha v'chonenu, shefok ruchacha aleinu, v'techezena einenu b'shuvcha l'tzion berachamim, Baruch atah Adonai hamachazir shchinato litzion. Okay, folks, going to do the Thanksgiving blessing now. So as we do, we're going to open it up. And if you'd like to share something that you're feeling grateful for, just raise your hand. And Robin will come around with the microphone so that you can tell us about it. Let's read together in English. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us, For all these and more, we offer thanks. If you'd like to share, just raise your hand. Get the mic around to you in a sec.
I'm thankful I made it through another work week.
Thank you. Yep. We're going to finish up on the bottom page, on the bottom of the page. Baruch atah Adonai hatov shimcha ulchana lehodot. Let's continue on page 179. Let's read together in English. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, O eternal source of peace, and give us the will to proclaim its message to all the peoples of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace, its advocate among the nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among all the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may the love of your name hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, hamivarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. All right, folks, we'll take a moment for our own private prayers and reflections. We'll join back together on 180 with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel. Oseh Shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel ve'yimeru amen. May Adonai, who makes peace in the high heavens, make peace for us, for all of Israel, and everyone who inhabits the earth. And let us say, Amen. All right, folks, we're going to turn forward to 371 now for the Misha Berach for healing. This week, congregation is praying for Raphael Alietti, David Ben Esther, Terry Bennett, Dan Bindebutel, Thomas Brophy, Tom Brown, Louis Calcetera, Tegan Christofferson, Keith DePan, Lou Ellen Egan, Lauren Furman, Sandra Gutman, Robin Haas, David Hecht, Sheila Hickok, Sarit Katsu, Sharon Kersheimer, Helen Lewis, Jim Mason, John McFeely, John Muller, Rowan Nicciolino, Jeremy Orden, Manny Orden, and Robin Orden, Maxine Oringer, Ken Roberts, Jim Rosenstein, Sherry Schwartz, Shmuel Emmett Ruvain Bibet Abraham Vasara, Jennifer Stile, Rabbi Lance Sussman, Liz Sussman, Timothy Swindell, Dick Watanabe, Rhonda Waxman, Elena Witter, Phyllis Young, Eugenia Zaroli, and Jaeger Zop. And if you'd care to add anyone's name to our prayer list tonight, just raise your hand. We'll get the microphone around to you.
Grayson Porter and Scott Wool.
Thank you.
Bruce Orden and Joseph Feldman.
Thank you.
Elvin Barshmuel, Emmett Ruvain.
Thank you.
Luca Delasha.
Thank you.
My husband, Howard.
Thank you. Okay, Sandy and Dennis.
Jay Casper.
Thank you. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha le'imahoteinu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi shebeirach imahoteinu mekor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Praying for a refuah shlema, a complete and speedy recovery to all those that we're holding in our hearts this evening. Folks, I'm gonna stop screen sharing here for a few minutes. So we are on Parashat Beshalach this weekend. And one thing that I think I'd like to say is this: fear and doubt have a way of throwing off a person's sense of timing. When Moses sends a group of spies out to scout the land and bring back a report, 10 out of the 12 come back bearing tales of gigantic inhabitants and impregnable fortresses. And the people as a whole is too overcome with fear to listen to Joshua and Caleb's description of a bountiful land flowing with milk and honey. The people, having seemingly given up on God, God is ready to give up on the people and begin anew. But Moses intervenes on their behalf, and God relents somewhat. The Israelites will be spared. This faint-hearted generation will never see the promised land. They will die in the wilderness, and their children, whom they feared would be carried off by the giants in the land, will be the ones to inherit. Having tested God's patience to this extent, one might have thought that the best thing to do was leave well enough alone. But it's at this point that the people are overcome with remorse over their lack of confidence. Against Moses' warning, they go marching against the Amalekites and the Canaanites and are soundly defeated. One more demonstration that the Jewish people cannot hope to prevail through military might, but through trust in God. This story illustrates a basic but important point: that success is not just determined by what action you take, but also by whether you're choosing the appropriate moment to act. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, says Ecclesiastes. Well, not to everything, perhaps. Some things are just wrong, regardless of when you're talking about. But it's certainly the case that a course of action might be right at some times and exactly wrong at other times, depending on the circumstances. And a great part of what we call wisdom is the ability to recognize what season it is and to act accordingly. Rabbi Shimon ben Elazar says, "Do not appease your friend in the hour of his anger, and do not comfort him in the hour when his dead is laid out before him. Do not question him in the hour of his oath, and do not strive to see him in the hour of his disgrace." This is a frustrating lesson to learn, and it doesn't come easy to most of us because it is very difficult to find the right time, the right moment to take action. And it is maybe even more difficult to restrain ourselves, even when we realize that the moment for taking a particular action is not now. And I believe that this lesson can be taken too far. Certainly, there are times when the urgency of the need demands that we take action, regardless of whether it happens to be an opportune moment. In addition, history is full of bad actors who attempt to tip the scales by ensuring that the moment for peace, or the moment for justice, or the moment for change never arrives. In the end, I think the question isn't a matter of taking action or not taking action, but of maintaining the necessary flexibility and awareness to see what moment it is and to respond to the moment as it is, not as we wish that it would be. And so the question that I have for us to reflect on tonight is simply this. How do we recognize what the moment is and what we're being called on to do in the moment? Are there times when it's best to hold off, even from taking an action that we feel would be the right thing to do because it's not the right time? Or are there times when we're called upon to stand up and take action, even if we know for a fact that it's not a time when that action is going to be able to come into fruition and be successful? So if you've got any comments or thoughts you'd like to share with us, raise your hand, and Robin will come around with the microphone, and you can throw in your comment.
This makes me think very much of my work with my kids, my traumatized kids at work, because when they are upset or in crisis or even just like a little bit upset, the instinct I think as adults is to like talk to them, like comfort them or offer them coping skills or offer solutions to the problem. And that's very difficult to not do because you have all these ideas of like, oh, well, you could do this or you could do this. And what they need like 99% of the time is for me to just shut up and sit there and give them space. And that's something that I have had to learn to do because I want to say things to them in that moment and it's never the right time.
Thank you. Sandy, I see your hand up on Zoom.
No. Okay. A few weeks ago, a very, very dear friend of ours that we have known for over 40 years, they were next door neighbors. We shared everything. We were with them when their children got married, when their children got divorced, when the babies were born, and so forth, and to every special occasion. He passed away while we were on our trip to the Caribbean. When we got back, she did not want to see me. Now, I know all of the family, and in one case, most of them walked down at one time and while they were visiting. And then another time, her daughter and one of her daughter-in-laws walked down and they said, "We think we know the reason." We think we know why she won't see you because you have too many memories that you have shared with her, and she is not ready to share those memories. It had never dawned on me that it would be anything like that, but I think this is one of, and you learn, I mean, I learned it the hard way, but I learned it.
Thank you.
I think when it comes to politics, though, and political stances, that sometimes we need to take this stance at those moments when it's the most dangerous, because they always say, what is it? That it's not so much that that good people are doing bad things, but good people are standing by when other folks are doing bad things.
Mhm.
So it might be dangerous. It might not be the best thing in the world as far as that, but the need to stand up is there, if only so that other people who are thinking the same thing know that there are others out there who are like that and that they're not alone.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Many, many, many years ago, when I was working at the hospital, the staff walked out on strike. I would not leave my patients, but when I got off duty, I went to where they were striking and supported them because I believed what they were striking for, but I would not leave my patients. I went back to work,
Mhm.
but they knew I was on their side.
All right. Thanks everyone for your comments. I think that's everyone who wanted to talk. Let's wrap it up there and get back to the Siddur. We're going to turn to page 587. I'll invite you to rise again with us if you're able and comfortable doing so for the Aleinu. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו ליחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ומשתחווים ובוטים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. Feel free to have a seat. And we're turning to 591. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. Warner's Kaddish is on page 598. This week, we are mourning the death of Eleanor Van Atta, and we are remembering the yahrzeits of Sandra Bennett, Sarah Goldstein, Isabella Presser Major, Jacqueline Smith-Seiden, G. Robert Allhart, Stanley Aronowitz, Karen Fisher, Gertrude Grolitzer Cook, Murray Green, Robert Kellenberger, Eric Nielsen, Philip Gitlin, Ida Etkind Unger, Benjamin Pioso, Dorothy Pruce, Murray Eisen, and Alan Oringer. Please rise if you're able and comfortable doing so for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabah. Bi'alma divrach hirute v'yamlik malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol beit Yisrael. Ba'gala uv'izman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shemei rabah mevarach le'olam ulolnei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yit hadar, v'yit alev, v'yit halal, shemei dekudsha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'al kol yoshvei tevel, Ve'imru. Amen. May their memories be for a blessing. Please feel free to have a seat for a minute. So just going to make a couple of quick announcements here. So tomorrow, as usual, we'll be meeting at 9:15 for Torah study with services afterward at 10:30. On Sunday, at 2:30 is going to be the memorial service for Genevieve Adomai, a longtime member of Temple Concord. You might remember she passed away a few months ago. Her family is coming in for a memorial service, and Rabbi Esserman is going to be leading the funeral for that. So thank you for doing that. This coming weekend, not this weekend, but next weekend, on Sunday is going to be our board game night for the month of June. So for folks who are interested, it's always a fun time. Please do call or email into the office to RSVP. Delorme, incidentally, is out of the office this week. This coming week, she's on vacation, but Elliot will be there in the office for a chunk of the week at least. So you can, and in any case, you can leave an email or a message. The main reason for RSVPing for board game night is because we do try to make pizza available, and it's really helpful to know how many people are coming. We've ended up with kind of a pizza surplus on some previous events, and so we've got quite a bit in the freezer, which we're probably going to try and use up this time around, but like we want to know who's coming, right? The week following that, right? Not this coming week, but the following week, I am going to be, Ross and I are going to go on vacation for a little bit. So that first Shabbat of July is going to be a potluck Shabbat. My understanding is that Suzanne and Rabbi Rachel are going to be sort of tag teaming on leading for that and for Torah for Torah discussion on that Saturday morning. That I'll be back the following Tuesday. All right. We're going to finish up here on page 625 with Adon Olam, and then we'll head on over into Social Hall for a little bit of an ush. Adon Olam asher halach b'terem kol yitzir nivra le'et nasa v'chevtzo kol azai melech shemo nikra ve'acharei kichlot hakol levado yimloch nora vehu haya vehu hove vehu yiyeh v'tifara vehu echad ve'yein sheni lehamshir lo leachbira beli reshit beli tachlit v'lo ha'oz v'hamisra vehu eli v'chai goali v'tzur chavli beyetzara vehu nisi umanos li menat kosi beyom ekra beyado afkid ruki meyet ishan veyahira veimruki giviati Adonai li velo ida. All right, folks. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom, everyone, and thank you so much for being here with us this evening.
Debbie.